Hello and welcome. We're at the track covering the Sport of Kings. Coming up, the latest from Jamaica's Caymanas Park, including a look at the field for the Jamaica Oaks this weekend. More stakes wins for Caribbean jockeys at the Canadian racetrack Assiniboia Downs. And one of the world's best sprinters, Battaash, scores another fine win in England. Let's check out Jamaica's Caymanas Park story first.
7 runners taking the track for the 3-year-old and up. Open allowance 5.5 furlong sprint. 6-time champion jockey Omar Walker aboard the Ian Prasad trained favourite. The 5-horse Father Patrick eyeing 3 straight victories. There's the field. Number 2 Patriarch coming off 4 wins in his last 5 starts. The 5-2 third choice in the betting. Father Patrick number 5 even money as the top choice. 6 Prince Charles is at 3-1 and his stablemate from the Anthony Nunes barn, Universal Boss. The 7-horse is the second favourite at 2-1. Here's Brad Rickman's race call.
Field of 9. They're off immediately. Harry's train had a setback early and is relegated to last. They leave the 5 and Patriarch blazes the trail as expected. Opening up some 4 lengths, Father Patrick, the one going in chase in second as they're arriving at the half mile. They group up in behind. Universal Boss is racing out wide of horses. Chase the Great is running on the rail. Prince Charles right alongside him. Superluminal has backed out of it and is being caught by the early trailer Harry's train. They've left the 3 and run toward the 5/16th. Patriarch breezing along, leads up by some 4.5 lengths. Father Patrick now begins the pursuit at the top of the lane. It's Patriarch in the red silks now drifting down toward the fence. Father Patrick going best of the rest. Chase the Great is asked to run on down against the rail, and toward the outside it is Universal Boss, but Patriarch is in full flight, leaving the furlong pole under the left-hand stick from Robert Halladine. Patriarch holding a 2-length lead. Here is Chase the Great now asked to gobble him up, but Patriarch looks to have stolen it. Patriarch will win it over Chase the Great.
An awesome sprint performance here by Patriarch. Brilliant as a 2-year-old in 2017 when he had won 4 of 5 starts before being struck by leg trouble. Gate to wire here. Chase the Great closing fast but late. Jockey Robert Halladine already has this one in the bag.
Well, the trainer told me this horse has no brakes. Put him right in front, make every post a winning one. I've ridden him before. That's his running style. So I know once the first half of furlong I got out and in front, it won't be trouble for them to catch him back because I know him very well.
Winner of 2 legs of the 2017 Supreme Ventures 2-year-old series, Patriarch now looking good again as a 5-year-old for trainer Fitzgerald Richards, scoring by 3/4 of a length and clocking 1 minute 4 4/5 of a second for 5.5 furlongs. Chase the Great at 16-1 odds second, and Universal Boss, a full younger brother of the winner Patriarch, third at odds of 2-1. Earlier on Saturday's card, champion and leading trainer Anthony Nunes unleashed the 2-year-old colt Mr. Mandate for Trinidadian owner Shevan Maharaj in unbeatable condition for the maiden special weight 5 furlong sprint. Panamanian jockey Dick Cardenas, the hottest rider at Caymanas Park for the month of August, challenging here widest of all for his winning run.
Mr. Mandate kicking in on the outside. These 3 abreast as they're about to come thundering into the lane. They're into it now, 1/4 mile to run, and Mr. Mandate on the outside now grabs the lead. It's Mr. Mandate, the rider, changing his hold as they leave the 3/16th. Awesome Choice continues the fight down against the rail. These 2 have pulled away from the rest. Letters in Gold has dropped back into third, about to be caught by Burn Notice, but it is Mr. Mandate out in front under Dick Cardenas. Mr. Mandate opening up over Awesome Choice, left 2 or 3 lengths back in second. Mr. Mandate cruises in to win by 3 over Awesome Choice.
Uncomplicated in victory here by 2.5 lengths over the 5-1 shot Awesome Choice. Cardenas in those familiar Shevan Maharaj silks of 2019 Triple Crown winner Supreme Soul. As a heavy 1-9 favourite, Mr. Mandate in his second lifetime start looked unstoppable.
Yeah, we were pretty confident in him, and once he had a clean break that he'll be successful.
101 3/5 the winning time. How do you rate that effort?
Well, he basically ran back the time he worked on Sunday morning, so you know that's good enough.
Still in Jamaica, the field now confirmed for Saturday's 81st running of the Jamaica Oaks. The top 3 finishers in last month's 1,000 guineas all returning. Number 1, Another Affair, second in the guineas. Third place finisher Sen City drawn in the 5 box. And in post position 9, Dane Nelson up as Above and Beyond will try to become the first horse in 11 years to complete the Phyllis Guineas and Oaks double since Cecilia, the last to achieve it in 2009. Nunes looks solid here for his 4th Oaks triumph.
I have no complaints as far as her training and how she has come into this race. She's doing well.
To Canada now, where the Barbadian Antonia Whitehall and TNT jocks Richard Mangley and Stanley Chady Jr. added to their super summer of successes at Assiniboia Downs.
Here's leading rider Whitehall coming home on top in Monday's Distaff Stakes at the Winnipeg racetrack aboard the 1-9 favourite Hidden Grace. Under the Barbadian's hand ride, the 4-year-old filly gets home by 3.5 lengths at the wire. 7 stakes wins now this season in Canada for Whitehall, 5 at Assiniboia Downs and 2 at Century Mile in Edmonton. Hidden Grace lands the Canadian $30,000 Distaff, clocking 1 minute 40 seconds even for the 1 mile trip. Tuesday's CTHS Sales Stakes to Chady in Green Silks on the outside here aboard the undefeated favourite Melisandre, fighting off Call the Cops under Whitehall. Chady here edging clear to score by 1.5 lengths in the $35,000 6 furlong sprint. Melisandre was the big 1-5 favourite, 113.60 for 6 furlongs and one of 2 wins on the card for Chady. Second, Call the Cops, the 11-1 first-timer with Whitehall, who had 3 wins on the card and here denied a 4-timer. In Wednesday's Osiris Stakes, Whitehall, Dark Silks and Whitecap in front here with a 5-2 bet Bells and Whistles. Closing on the outside, the 8-1 bet Fire and Command. But it's Mangalee with right-hand whipping and on the rail aboard the 5-1 shot Explorer Bill, surging and getting the victory. One of 2 victories on the card for Mangalee, this by a half length, clocking 107.80 for 5.5 furlongs in the Osiris Stakes. Whitehall fading to third with Bells and Whistles, but the Barbadian with 3 wins on Wednesday's card. Now a whopping 8 wins in the last 3 race days. The 2018 champion a runaway leader in the title race with 68 victories, 28 in front of Rafael Centeno, with Chady in third on 36 wins. Jamaican Neville Stevenson also in the top 5. Further west in Canada at Edmonton Central Mile Racetrack, Barbadian Rico Walcott has widened his lead to 20 wins after a 6-win weekend, 3 on Friday and another triple on Sunday. 40 wins now on the season, 20 in front of Venezuelan Rico Sarmiento, with Whitehall third on 18. Former TNT champion Wilmer Galvez had 2 weekend victories and is 5th in the table on 11 wins.
To British racing now, where one of the world's best sprinters, Battaash, took on the £250,000 Nunthorpe Stakes Group 1 field at York's Ebor meet.
Let's see how the 6-year-old does here in Hamden Al Maktoum's blue and white silks.
Just having to be asked here, and we've still got a good furlong and a half to go. Kayamoro is putting it down to Battaash as they make their way now down inside the final furlong and a half. Battaash with Kayamoro and Moss Gill as they race inside the final 150 yards. Battaash has a narrow lead. Kayamoro nibbling at his ears, but Battaash begins to assert on the run to the line. Crowley again to the fore. Battaash blew them away.
Battaash with a fighting triumph by length as the 1-2 favourite, the 22-1 outsider Kayamora pushing him all the way. Jim Crowley steers Battaash to the win in 57.38 seconds for trainer Charlie Hills and an automatic berth in the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint at Kentucky's Keeneland Racetrack in November.
We've been at the track covering top stories and exciting races in the sport of kings. Check us out again next week.